Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, I wanna speak on a recent post that I saw with Akeem Olajuwon paying, just paying tribute to Michael Jordan and showing respect to Michael Jordan. Basically about how he felt about Michael Jordan. Um, and so in this little short post, Hakeem Olajuwon said that if he were an animal in the jungle, Michael Jordan could lie out on a rock, the biggest rock, and no one would disturb him. No one would attack him, right? And so coming from Olajuwon, like showing the kind of respect, that's like high praise, especially like I said, coming from Olajuwon, somebody who was like one of the best in not only during his era, but like one of the best at all times, all time NBA, one of the best. His name always come up when you talk about like the greatest centers and stuff like that. He stay in a conversation. And so, Hakeem Olajuwon, as a matter of fact, won 2 championships like while Michael Jordan was like out in hiatus. And so a lot of people think that, well, some people think that had Michael Jordan not retired during the time that Hakeem Olajuwon won his 2 championships, that Hakeem may not have those 2 championships. But I don't know if Mike would have. I would have loved to have seen Mike and the Houston Rockets, go at it. That way, Mike would have stood a chance of possibly getting 8 championships within that, in that same decade. So Mike could have possibly had 10 championships. But as it stands, Hakeem Olajuwon got, he won 2 of those championships. Now, when the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls played the Houston Rockets during the regular season, and Houston always had, they had success against Michael Jordan. And a big part of the reason why the Houston Rockets had success against Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls was Hakeem Olajuwon, because the Bulls didn't have an answer for Hakeem Olajuwon, right? So, it wasn't nothing that they really could do with Hakeem Olajuwon. And Hakeem Olajuwon was, in my opinion, was different than Patrick Ewing. Like Patrick Ewing, when the Bulls played Patrick Ewing, they could always, they had Bill Cartwright, Bill Weddington, and Luke Longley, and they would push Patrick Ewing, away from the basket and just turn him into basically a mid-range shooter. He used to shoot his jumper. And so that's how they had success against the New York Knicks and Patrick Ewing. But with Hakeem Olajuwon, it was different. The players that the Bulls had in the low post wasn't able to push Hakeem from under the basket. So Hakeem, he had just a lot of success, like I said, against Michael Jordan. And so with that being said, he also had respect for him, and like real recognized real. And so he appreciated what Michael Jordan brought to the table, and I'm sure that Mike appreciated what he brought to the table. But I would have really liked to have seen like the Houston Rockets go up against the Chicago Bulls when they was in title contention, like to meet in that championship. It's really tough to say who I think would have won. A lot of people say, like I said, Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls would have won, but the Houston Rockets was different. They was different than any other team that Mike had seen in the championships. You know, they was different from Seattle. Seattle didn't have that type of low post presence. They was different from Utah. Utah did have Karl Malone down in the paint, but Dennis Rodman pretty much like nullified him, or you know, really he was. As a matter of fact, Karl Malone really was the only threat, you know, in the low post for the Utah Jazz. Then like in Seattle, they didn't have anybody in low post really to think to nobody really of mention. Portland, they didn't have anybody in low post, nobody of mention, nobody to you know, to the statue or with the capabilities of somebody like Hakeem Olajuwon. So, you know, and that's why I say that the Houston Rockets was different. They would have posed a different kind of problem than what Mike and the Chicago Bulls was used to. But with that being said, on the other end, Houston didn't have anybody that could really, you know, that could match up with Mike, or that could slow Mike down or stop Mike. So that would have been, you know, one for the ages. And I think we missed out when we didn't get to see that matchup, that, you know, Houston in their heyday and Mike and the Bulls in their heyday. You know, it would have been good. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you think, you know, who do you think would have won that matchup, the Chicago Bulls or the Houston Rockets during those 2 years when the Houston Rockets won those championships. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, be sure to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.